Howdy everyone, Sifu Tex here from Eternal Arts Kung Fu, and welcome to our live stream, our Friday live stream. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking a little bit about both programs that we're offering online, which is Kung Fu and Tai Chi. So we will have them both for everyone. What I've been doing is I'm doing a program where you get to learn both items, right? We don't just do Kung Fu so we can kick and punch, we get the workout, but we're also gonna do the Tai Chi. So today, what I wanna do is I just wanna take you through what we normally do. And so if you wanna start your Tai Chi journey, this is a great first start. If you wanna do Kung Fu with us, this is also a great start, so you can see them both. But first, we're gonna start with Kung Fu. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm also showing you how much space you really need for the class. Since this is a beginner class, a lot of our stuff is going to be done in a smaller space. As you do more advanced Kung Fu, you might need bigger spaces. But the good thing about Wu style Tai Chi is in Wu style Tai Chi, we do a small frame Tai Chi. Means we need less space. So we'll talk about that later on. Let's get into the Kung Fu portion and not talk too much. Also, later I'm going to talk about my very special flash sale that I'm doing for 2 days only. It's $99 and you get 2 months of Kung Fu. That's 8 weeks of Kung Fu for $99. You won't beat that anywhere. That's Kung Fu and Tai Chi, and you get personal accountability from me. You get one-on-one coaching. I mean, you're in my Kung Fu program for the lowest possible cost because I just want everyone to learn Kung Fu. I'm tired of people not having a way in and money being an issue. So forget money, let's make it happen. And if not, then you can do my normal Kung Fu class online here on Fridays. All right, so we're gonna take our spot, stand straight. The way we do our Kung Fu salute is our right hand becomes a fist, the left hand's gonna go on top. Now this is the most traditional way. You'll see the hand as a blade and the right fist as a rod. And now you can bow here. You can bow and do a small bend. Always keep your eyes forward. So stand straight. I like to just salute. Bow. And then good. Let's start warming up. So we're going to go toes out. Feet out. Toes out. Feet out. To our feet are about 45 outside. Now we're going to rotate our hips. Here first. Nice and loose. 2, 3, 4, 5, gotta limber up. 6, gotta limber up. 7, 8, rotate those hips. 9, one more, and other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now we're gonna do our knee and ankle, or our wrist and our ankle. So we rotate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other direction. Yep. Yi, some, say, lo, jiet, ba, gao, sup. Other foot. Yep. Yi, some, say, lo, jiet, ba, gao, sup. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to do our knees here. So we put our feet together, we bend down, and we're going to rotate our knees up and back down. Ready? 10 times one direction. Yep. Yi, song, say, lo, jiet, ba, gao, sup. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, keep going. 4, 5, you got it. 6, 7, rotate. 8, 9, one more. Good. So we did our ankles, our wrists, our knees. Now we want to do our elbows. So we're going to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. Yep. Yi, some, say, lo, jiet, ba, gao, sup. Other arm. 1, 2, rotate. 3, 4, 5, limber up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoulders. So we're going to rotate our shoulders forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full range of motion. 7, 8, 9. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full circles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Head up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left and right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knee to shoulder. Wow, that fire truck is really close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, now we're gonna get into horse stance. So feet together. Let me get plenty of room. Toes out. Heels out. So I have a bend in my knees here. My chest is still up straight. Now I'm gonna turn my toes back out, rotating on the heels. Toes out. Now I'm gonna turn my heels out one more time, rotating on the ball of the foot. Here. Now this is what is called horse stance, otherwise known as Ma Bu. So horse stance is a staple for Kung Fu. So I'm gonna get nice and low. I keep my feet facing forward. I open up the hips like I have a horse under me. And I squat down here, hands on the hips. Now we're gonna do 10 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Yep. Yi, Sam, Sei, Lo, Jie, Ba, Gao, Sup. Good. Now we're gonna turn bow stance. Back leg is gonna be completely straight. Our front leg is gonna be bent, but we don't want our front foot to go over our toes like this. That's no good. We want them in a straight line from the shin up. And we're gonna pull our chest up, back leg straight, all the way through the knee. And we're gonna pump 10 times forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pumping down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. Yep. Yi, Sam, Sei, Lo, Jie, Ba, Gao, Sup. Good. Now we can turn the other way. So we turn bow stance. Back leg, again, straight out. If you see my toes, you can go sideways. That's okay. But it's best to have a curved in 45-degree here. This front foot, also same thing. It's not gonna go completely straight. There is a small turn in here. So you have stability in your stance. Now I'm gonna turn my hip, and it looks like my knee's bent when the baggy pants drop. But keep that leg straight, push forward, and pump 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5. Strength in the legs is the staple of good Kung Fu. So you have to have strong legs. And hold. And back up. Good. So that is horse stance and bow stance. Ma Bu and Gung Bu. So it's very important, as you'll see, those two are the main stances in Kung Fu. Everything in Kung Fu either hits a horse stance or a bow stance at some point. If you're not, even other traditional martial arts, right? Karate, they have their bow stance and they have their horse stance too. We share similarities. If you are really good, you can see in Muay Thai when they do it too, when they open up and then slam the door. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna grab our knee, grab our ankle, we're gonna pull up and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, don't fall. 7, 8, 9, 10. The secret to balance is staring at one spot and bringing your belly button to the front of your spine. All right, let's go again, other side. Grab, lift up, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't move. Now we're gonna let go and we're gonna squeeze and hold the foot up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. So now we're gonna pick up this foot, hold in and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake the legs out. All right, we're still in the strength of the legs part. So I'm gonna challenge you. Now we're gonna do what's called a pistol squat. If you can't do a pistol squat, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do a pistol squat. There's a couple different squats that you can do. Now the first squat I teach is you wrap the ankle. So you can wrap the ankle with the foot like this here. This is a really good one, as you can use the pressure against the legs here to keep that heel down, hands out to the side, and you can squat down and back up. Right? That's a really good way to build up to your pistol squat. Then, if you got that down, you can hold the knee up here like we did in one foot stance. I'm gonna pull my toes up. Now I'm gonna squat. Ooh, ooh, a little off balance. And back up. Right? That's the second version. The third version is we just go for it. We do the full pistol squat. Now, if you can do the pistol squat, you stick your foot out, you squat, and back up. Oh, it's been a while since I've done those. We gotta do it again. So choose the one that you're on. You can do the beginner where you wrap the ankle. You can do holding the knee up, or you can do kicking out pistol squat, otherwise known as a one leg squat. All right, we're gonna do 5 of them on each leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. The light is blinding me. It's hard to balance when you got the light on you. All right, you're doing so good. Let's try it again. Now we're gonna do it on the other side. Now if you notice, my other side I'm not as strong. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold my foot out because I'm having balance issues. So I'm gonna hold my foot and I'm gonna squat. And up. There's 1. Let's go again. 2. And up. Good. 3. Push it. And up. 4. You can do it. Ooh, and up. That's okay if you fall down. You get back up and you try again. Go. And up. All right. Shake your legs out. Let's work on some hands. So, again, Kung Fu is all about the legs too. It's about one united body. So we do have to do our stance here too. So we're gonna do a horse stance, back to Mabu. So feet together, toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out some more, so where the toes are facing forward. We're gonna squat down, right hand, bend the first 2 knuckles. Second 2 knuckles. The thumb wraps down under here. It's very important you learn how to make a proper fist. We're aiming with the first 2 knuckles here. We don't want to hit here. This is how you cause boxer fractures. We'll worry about that a different time because there are styles where you turn up. Don't worry about that. Straight. Same thing here. These 2 here. So horse stance. First 2 knuckles, second 2 knuckles. Thumb wraps under, arm out, one straight line with the shoulder. This hand is going to pull back to the waist here. Now I'm going to pull, and as I pull, this hand comes out, twisting out forward, then snapping. Same thing here. I'm going to pull, snapping, pull, snap, pull, snap. Let me show you from the side. All one straight line here. I pull, snap, pull, snap, pull, snap. Right? So that's what we're gonna do in horse stance. We're gonna do it 10 times, but now we can speed it up. So you can go here, snap, snap, snap. The secret to speed is not to try and muscle through it. Iron hard fist, cotton wrist, let it snap, nice and loose, then squeeze the thumb. Nice and loose, then squeeze the thumb. All right, let's do 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right, so you just did your first Kung Fu punches. You should feel pretty proud. Now we're gonna turn this horse stance into a bow stance. Back leg straight, front leg bent. We're gonna do those same punches. So up here, we're gonna punch straight and release. Straight and release. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go on, let's do the other side. Ready? Bow stance. Front leg bent, back leg straight, punching one straight line to the shoulders. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job! That's really great. You just did your first stance punches, which in Kung Fu, a lot of our stuff is done in stances. Why do we do stances? Does anybody know? You can throw it in the comments if you want. But why do we do stances? It's a pretty fun reason. It's not to fight in, right? I'm not fighting in my stances. Stances is leg training. Stances is mobility to strengthen your tendons, and then that way you have explosive strength too. And you can stand and hit and be solid if someone tries to hit you. And you learn how to drop your weight below there so you can pick them up. Stances are very important, but they're not for fighting. Not usually, not until you're really high level, and then it's really scary. It's a high risk, high reward also. So anyway, I digress. Let's do some more punching. So we're gonna put our right side in front. All right, I wanna teach you all one of the most famous punches called the back fist. Bruce Lee made it famous when he came over here in Kung Fu. It's famous in almost every Kung Fu style, and pretty much every style does it. Even if it's not a focus, you learn it. So you are fighting guard. We're gonna start front hand down, guarding the groin and the ribs. Back hand, we're gonna make a fist. We're gonna put it at our temple here, closing in our elbow here. We don't want chicken wing. This leaves all this open, right? Even though we can drop down, it's still open. Let that liver shot open here. You don't want that. You can't get down. So if you here, it's similar to a boxer's Philly shell, right? A boxer's Philly shell can roll, throw their punches back, and roll, right? And have their head movement. But we do this for kicks. We're gonna be in a fighting stance facing this way. Feet 45 degrees, weight evenly distributed. Front hand guarding the groin and the ribs, back hand guarding the head. That way if someone kicks at the body, this is a long distance fighting range, someone kicks at the body, I can turn and bunks out. Bunks out here to the kick. And then I can do whatever technique I need. So it's a good defensive stance if you are at long range. When we move in close, our hands will go from here to here. Because guess what? We're in close. I'm not gonna be kicked nearly as much until they make room, and then you can cover again. But long range for my Jean Lahorn, close range for my Jean Lahorn, and then we can always talk about a long guard also, but we'll do that a different day. So let's do our back fist. We're gonna make our hand into a fist, just like we did before. Fingers nice and tight, thumb here. Hand by our side, guarding our groin, ribs, backhand, guarding our head here. We're gonna aim the elbow up, back fist out with a vertical punch straight down to the nose. Then we pull back in and drop down here. Elbow up, snapping out, elbow in, dropping down. Elbow out, snapping out, elbow in, dropping down. Snap and down. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a whip motion. So the body, the scapula being connected here by pushing from the foot and turning the waist adds the whip. So from fighting stance here, we raise the elbow, snap out and back. Elbow, snap and back. You can aim for the side of the head, the ear, the chin, the nose. You can do more vertical, straight punches, but back fist. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Front hand down, guarding your side. Back hand up, guarding here. We're gonna raise the elbow up, snap out, pull back in and drop. Elbow up, snap out, pull back in and drop. That's your back fist. So I pull the shoulder back. Shoulder goes away from me. This elbow comes up, right? Boom. That's all you need also. If they're in really close, you can turn into an elbow strike. But what we do at the last second is we whip the fist out here. Now that was too loose. I let my wrist go like that. We don't want that. We want a tight fist, so we're hitting still with those first two knuckles. We're not actually hitting with the back of the fist. You want to hit with the knuckles. So here, you can hit with the back of the fist, or you can turn it into a hammer fist too. A hammer fist is super deadly, super deadly. So here, if you want to do hammer fist, you raise, snapping out here and down. You want to do back fist, hand stays vertical, thumb here and down. Ready? Your choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Let's do a reverse punch. This is where we're punching with the backhand. So fighting stance again. So if I want to punch with my backhand and I'm starting in a Philly shell from distance, what do I need to do? If I punch like this, I'm dead. Instantly dead, right? My chin is up, my body is up, my arm is in one straight line like we did in the traditional punches. That's not real Kung Fu, right? Yeah, we practice in stances, but that's not real Kung Fu. When you're here, the first thing we have to do, especially if we're in a Philly shell like distance fighting range, we're gonna pull our hand up. We have to have one hand at least guarding the head. So here, we're in range, we're watching for kicks, that's why our hands are out. When we get close enough to throw the reverse punch or the cross, first thing we do is we guard our ear. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn my hip by pushing into, in a Kung Fu term, we close the quad here. We turn the hip into the other leg. From here, I can go here, down the straight line, aiming my 2 knuckles at their nose. So here, in our long distance, say they move in, right? They wanna move in, I stick them with the cross and back. I stick them and I pull back, right? So going this way, if I'm at distance here, I'm gonna turn and back. Now a big thing that happens is most people will start to do this, right? I call this the T-Rex. They'll lean into it, right? We don't want to T-Rex forward. We want to keep our chin tucked, our shoulders a little rounded here. That way when I throw this punch, it's nice and tight here, this hand up, guarding fully, especially if you have a glove, you have your whole head guarded here. And then I can pull back, right? The slow practice is just for alignment, working on it. Now, I want you to send it a little bit so you can start turning and back, punch and back. See how I raise my back foot too? 1, you can do it there. You can be flat. That's perfectly fine. Well, not flat-footed, but you can keep your foot down if you want. I like to raise my heel and lean, not lean, but twist into it here. I pull my shoulder away from the opponent. Boom, forward. Ready? Let's do 10 of these together. All right, I'll talk about Kung Fu all day, but let's do practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. Good. See some comments here. Is this repeat or not? No repeat. Hello. Might have said hi. Help me to swing a... I didn't see the last part of that, but hey everyone, drop a comment. All right, let's do the other side. Front hand down, back hand up. Sorry if I can't comment right away or respond to your comments. I'm in kind of teacher mode. All right, fighting stance, nice and light on your feet, on the ball of our feet. We're at a distance here, nice and tucked in though. First thing I do is I guard my hair. Right here, boom. I just pick up the phone. I comb my hair. Now, when I do that motion, this helps me turn here, pushing on the back foot, right? Making this swivel motion here, united scapula. Once I do that, I can send the other hand straight down the pipeline, and then I pull back, right? I guard. As I guard, this helps with the block too. That way I can divert some force if they're doing a big hand here. Boom. Straight down the center. Straight down the center. Right at their nose. Bah! Good. You can also, if you're feeling like the distance isn't right, see this little step? That little step. Here. Boom. That will get you into the range, right? Boom. Even if you're moving back, right? Say they got you moving back, step forward, boom, hit them. Beat them to the punch. So fighting stance, we're gonna do 10 of these. You can do the step, or you can just turn in place and work on the hip turn. Ready? 10 in a row. All right, get nice and loosey-goosey. Let's knock these punches out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I was dropping my hand down here. This is sometimes why it's good to record yourself, because if you drop your hand, that's when you get caught, right? The glove only goes to here. The glove will only go, if you're boxing and you got a big glove, only to there. So get that hand up. Ready? All right. See, I drop it on my pullback. That's not good because I'm trying to focus on pulling back for the speed. We don't want that. I still need to keep that form. So if you find yourself pulling down, slow it down, right? I'm going too fast, so let's go. I'm gonna go a little slower. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. Good. So that is our back fist in the reverse punch. Yes, it is, but you got to do it in a certain way, right? In kickboxing, you're not going to be just standing there and right? All right, that's not how kickboxing works, right? You're going to be moving, and you can use it when they move in, right? Say they move in, and you want a stopping reverse punch, right here. It's just a cross. It's super popular in kickboxing. It's just cross. Kung Fu, when you break it down, the styles are so similar. We all have 2 legs, 2 arms, well, most of us, 2 legs, 2 arms. So when you get down to the nitty and gritty, yeah, Kung Fu has these flowy movements like this, right? But that's not a real fighting movement, right? Trains you to be here, so I can parry small here and trap the hands here. I'm not gonna be, well, I can, but I don't teach people how to do that quite yet. But anyway, let's do another punch. So this is one that gets tons of hate from people who don't know how to use it. And it's very funny when they get upset when I show this one, because all it is a roundhouse punch, right? We do what's called a rich hand. A rich hand is where you make a palm, right? And you bring your thumb in, so your thumb is not gonna be on the outside because you don't wanna hit with your thumb. Your thumb is gonna be in, you're gonna be hitting right here. All here and here, all right? When you're on the street, this is really good for point fighting, right? I think this is excellent for point fighting because you don't want to knock out someone in light contact point fighting, right? So they developed the rich hand here. And it's also really good in the street because you don't want to break your hand, but you can hit with the forearm. But you can do your rich hand here, right? Without really adding that extra weight at the end of the punch that a fist makes. Because if you do a rich hand with a fist, you can do a big, long roundhouse punch where you turn the knuckles over here. You can do the big overhands, right? Those are rich hands. We go here, rich hand, rich hand. So the way we practice it first is we start here in our Philly shell distance fighting, right? When we're at distance here, I'm here. One hand up, one hand to guard the body for kicks. And then I can check if I need to. I can square up if I need to. That way I can go more. If I know that they're gonna kick, right? If I know that they're gonna attack my legs, I'm gonna square up more. That way I can get my checks in easier. So for a rich hand, you can start here, you can start here. I like to start in our Mahjong Longhorn stance. I'm gonna cut up, I reach out, and then I chop in, and then down. Up and out, chopping in, and down. So from here, 1, 2. It also makes a really good slap. You just be like, bah, where's my money? Bah, where's my money? Rich hand 1, rich hand 2, rich hand 3. Go, man. Turn it into a fist. Roundhouse punch. Bah. Roundhouse punch. Good. Let's do the backhand like this. So what we're going to do is, I just reached in so you can see the hand. Don't reach in. What we're going to do here is we're going to go 1, 2, and back. So fighting here, what would happen, I'm going to bah, bah, and here. Strike 1, strike 2. These hands are made to set up to get them to go this way. If I can get him to go this way, then I'm set up for the clothesline strike here. So I get them to go where I want. So if I'm doing it as a technique, 1, 2, rich hand. Or you can go straight line, 1, 2 if they move back. Again, let's see. Oh yeah, looks like, see, anytime I talk about rich hand, the meatheads get all upset. The people who never train. People who don't train talk like that. So it doesn't matter. They're all novices. So here, rich hand 1, rich hand 2. It's just a fucking roundhouse punch, people. So here, roundhouse punch, roundhouse punch. This is a beginner class, we're not moving. So 1, 2. Good, let's do the other side. So we can attack 1 here, and we turn, attack here, 2. 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. See, with punches, you can do it with slaps. 1, 2. The Stockholm slap, right? You can do it with I don't do it with a hook, that's not a good hook. If you're doing a long hook, you can do it, right? Say they're moving back out of your range when you're here. You can move in with a long hook, right? So you can go 1, 2, right? You can move in 1, 2, and reach out. Same thing with, you do front hand, back hand. You get them to go that way, then you go that way. Rich hand is just to protect your partner when you're doing point sparring. Oh, so knuckles, you can. So what I'm saying is the rich hand is for when you're doing light contact point sparring and you're not trying to knock someone out, right? In a real fight, if I'm on the street, I'm here, bah, bah, right? You can do long too. You can go 1, 2, right? You dip and come up. If they move back, you have that option of training your body here to make that movement. If you don't train it, right, it's just a different thing. People get too hung up on it. And yeah, also use gloves. Y'all don't know the karate, kung fu world, so whatever. Use gloves. Always use gloves, but the kung fu gloves and karate gloves are made different. So I'm trying to get us back into full contact gear anyway. Shin pads, full boxing gloves. Yeah, so anyway, rich hand, I don't care about. So 1, 2, here. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, turn the waist. 1, 2, good. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. All right, shake it out. We're gonna take a real quick break. We're gonna come back. No break. I don't need a break. Do you need a break? I'll give you a break. So if y'all have any questions, go ahead and feed them into the comment section. Yeah, let's see. Yes, use gloves if you're sparring. Break the wrist and walk away. Oh, and peeling done. Wouldn't it be better just to have a bag or something to demonstrate on? I do have a bag here. But what happens is a lot of people will start to try and hit the bag way too soon, right? And they don't understand what they're doing. And so their technique looks like crap and it doesn't build. YouTuber and awesome coach, Icy Mike, y'all probably watch him on YouTube or have before. Icy Mike even mentions it, that Muay Thai people or kickboxers a lot of times don't spend enough doing shadow boxing techniques, right? Because all this is shadow boxing. Practicing technique in the air is just shadow boxing, right? Some people don't practice that enough. Some people will go straight to the bag and just hit the bag and develop bad technique. So there's a balance, right? You need to be able to hit something and you need to practice hitting something. You need to practice fighting and go to a fight coach if you're looking to fight, right? You like go to a fight camp. If you're looking to do real fighting, find a fight coach, right? If you're looking for traditional martial arts, that's one thing that I have, and I can teach some fighting, but I also tell people who are looking for full contact fighting, cross-train, learn a bunch of different stuff. Learn kicks from Kung Fu, go learn boxing and knees and elbows from Muay Thai, learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so that way you can, on the street, I mean, one of the best things you can have for street is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or any wrestling, because you can control the arm and you know how to control body weight and what happens when little bodies move. So it's a whole bag. Remember, martial arts, there's so many different martial arts out there. It's just a different way up the mountain. No way is better than the other, except some, let me take that back. Some ways are better than the other or faster to a certain point, right? Like Muay Thai is extremely efficient. And those fighters are amazing, right? That's why it's so popular right now too, is because it's super efficient. You can teach everyone how to make a punch and a couple basic techniques, and then they start to look really good and have the defense to need it. Kung Fu has all this other stuff, so you can go one round into fighting, you can go into weapons, you can go into forms, you can go into Tai Chi, you can do karate. Martial arts is for everyone. All right, anyways, let's do some other stuff now. So since we've done some punching, I wanna show we're gonna do some kicks, right? Because this is part of our basic Kung Fu program. So you have to be able to do some of the basic kicks. So our basic kicks are, we're gonna do our first one, which is a high heel kick. Now we use these a lot of times for stretching kicks. As we put one foot in front, we're gonna kick up. And as I kick up, I'm gonna try and keep my leg as straight as possible and kick up to my head. So here, I'm gonna go here, up and down, right? So up and down. Not really using this to kick someone. You could kick someone, but I'm using this more of as a stretching the hamstrings. So if you're kicking to here, that's perfectly fine. I want you to kick to where your leg is straight the whole time. As you slowly kick higher, you'll get more range, and then you can kick up, up. You have to be able to do this in order to be able to do an axe kick. Good, let's do the other side. So now I'm gonna kick my left side, have my right foot in front. You can step into it if you want to build your momentum at first, and then step back and slowly start kicking. Get it up to waist level. Once you get it up to waist level, you go up to the higher, and then you go up to the ceiling. You keep your hips tucked. We don't want to reach out. We want to keep those tucked to get the stretch. Let's do 2 more. Ready, go. Let's do 1 more. Good. So that's high heel kick. The second kung fu kick for the white belt is our outside crescent kick. So the outside crescent kick goes straight up just like the high heel kick. Then we're going to arch over and hit our hand doing an outside crescent kick. So I start here, put my right hand out, my right foot is going to make a U here. And down, up, and down, up, and down. So you can do it with a step if you want, where you step forward and around, or you can do it from a stance here. You just push forward, up and down. Let's do this 5 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Other side. We want to slap our hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. That's outside crescent kick. So we have our high heel kick and our outside. Now we're gonna put our high heel and outside crescent kick and make it into an axe kick. Didn't know that you were learning an axe kick today, did you? So from here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kick up straight off 45. So my hips are facing here. Now I'm gonna turn my foot and cut down where it's like an axe, chopping straight down here. So I have to have my hips 45 so I can open my hip to cut down. So I come up and down here. Again, starting with left foot forward. I'm gonna kick with the back foot, up and down. Chopping down with the heel onto the collarbone or the face. There was just a video I posted, not me, I reshared it on my Facebook that has them doing an axe kick and knocking the person out in the face. So it works. Again, a lot of techniques are shared, right? So from here, I'm gonna kick up and down. So if I'm fighting my target here, what I wanna do is step, right? This is gonna cut the range. And I'm gonna try and get them to go back, right? This is if I know they're moving back a lot, right? So I can step, do whatever technique, boom, maybe across here, right? Boom, cross, and then cutting down, chopping in at an angle so you can also cut around maybe their guard or something. And then blast them with that heel. Another one you can do is a shuffle here. Say I'm fighting you with my right side in front. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't know I was good with my right hand, right? But I want to go other side. Boom, there. You can shuffle and switch. And then you can also shuffle, switch, move here. So you have a bunch of different options, right? I can shuffle, punch, kick. I can shuffle, punch, punch, move in for my combos, rush them. You can shuffle roundhouse, shuffle knees, knee. It's all there. Footwork and real fighting kind of transcends the different martial arts. What works, works. That's why you see what works in UFC, right? You see what works in Muay Thai. You see what works in Sanda, right? In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu sometimes, right? You see, I've been seeing more and more videos of why BJJ is super important, and I actually agree. Being able to control someone on the street, super important. So we're gonna take a quick break. I think, let me see. Not the sounding here. Is there different types of Kung Fu? Which Kung Fu? Really good idea, really good question. So the Aaron Rodgers, I get that more often now. Why don't you show some, I didn't see that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you. So Kung Fu literally translates into hard work or mastery of skill through hard work, right? So Kung Fu can really be anything. A painter can have good Kung Fu. It just means they've mastered their skill or their master level of their skill through hard work. So Kung Fu is kind of a blanket term now for Chinese martial arts here in the West. The actual term for open hand Chinese martial arts is Wushu. And then there's all these other subset of styles of Kung Fu, right? There's what I do, right? I do Mai Zhong La Horn Kung Fu, all right? That means lost track Arhat, or lost track Lohan. It's a style of Kung Fu from the Shaolin Temple. So there's a bunch of different stuff, but anyone can have good Kung Fu if you get down to the actual meeting. All right, so we did our axe kick. Let's do one more kick. I don't want to take a break yet. So from here, we're gonna do a roundhouse kick. So I'm gonna turn my hip open, right? Now this is where you're gonna see some weakness in me. I long ago blew out my hip here. So there's some stuff that have issues that I'm trying to work out. So I turn my hip open, and when you do that, you step, right? Once you step, you're gonna push your hip forward, point the knee at the target, turn, and snapping kick, right? That's it, really slow. But we wanna push our hip forward, and this one we're doing a snapping kick. We're not doing the cut through roundhouse or you know, a leg roundhouse kick where you're using it like a bat. We wanna snap on this one here. So I'm gonna turn, snap, and down. And then back, so I can turn and push my hip back. So if you notice, my knee is starting to turn when I get at my peak because of that pull. So I need to really work on keeping that knee sideways. We still want to chop even if we're snapping here, right? So if I push forward, that's the level I need to be kicking at because I can kick sideways. Once I heel up and get more flexibility back, or mobility, then we can do that. But you can be here, boom, boom, ready to go. Roundhouse kick. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. That's our right leg roundhouse kick. Let's do, or that's our left leg. Let's do our right leg. So now you're gonna really see the pull, right? So I have to be careful on this one. Don't get injured, or if you do, do proper recovery. Don't be like me and sit on it for years. Do proper recovery. All right, here we go. You live and you learn. Turn, roundhouse kick. Woo! Open those hips. All right. Boom, and back. Boom, and back. Go. Bah. Go. Bah. Go. Boom. All right. Pretty weak on that side. It's okay. Wrestling, BJJ. Wish I could incorporate stuff like this, but it's dangerous. See, that's real knowledge about street fighting too. Is you want to learn what you can do to not kill the other guy also, because then you're in so much trouble. So real self-defense, you have to learn kind of the laws too if you want to learn real self-defense. What can you and can you not do? All right, so I know I've been talking about a lot of Kung Fu and I'm supposed to do some Tai Chi here, but I want to leave with one more thing of Kung Fu before we do Tai Chi. Which you're welcome to hang around and do Tai Chi with us. I'm just gonna be doing Tai Chi. So before that, I want to show some little more advanced skill work that gets developed as you do more and more Kung Fu. All right. Hold with me 1 second. I guarantee you'll be worth it. And while you're holding, go ahead and check out my online Kung Fu program. I'm offering just for today and tomorrow. If you sign up today and tomorrow, you can get, what is it? It's $99 for 2 full months of Kung Fu. I mean, that's better than anyone else's prices. And I have the legit Chinese martial arts. None of that fake stuff. All right, let's see if I can still do this kick. All right, so this is gonna be one of the advanced techniques that you learn later down the road in your Kung Fu journey. This is called a 540. I may die, I may not. All right. And then you throw the next kick. Jump kicks. You learn so many jump kicks, right? We also learn jump spinning outside. So you can step, get around, and you do another one. Right? Really fun stuff. We also learn the butterfly kick, where you skip, butterfly kick, and then you can push, kick him in the face. So Kung Fu is a lot of fun. You get to learn all this cool stuff. I also like to teach the saber. Saber is one of my favorite. It's a really cool weapon when you learn all the blocks and presses. Now this, people will ask all the time, why do you practice weapons? Why do you practice weapons? We live in a gun age, right? People have guns. Why do you practice weapons? It's not about the weapon, it's about the body mechanics, right? A lot of the weapons lead to throws. So it's just for fun. Okay, Jay. See, that tells me that you haven't done a single round of MMA, because you know people talk like that. Are you drunk? Do you need help? Do you need us to call someone for you? Make sure you drink your water. Like, really. Hey, homie. Jay, are you okay? Do you need us to call someone for you? Don't drink too much water. But drink your water. Hey guys, also this year, I'm celebrating 4 years of sobriety. Raise the fucking roof, right? Sorry, I try not to cuss, but raise the roof. You know, sobriety is a beautiful thing. And when you start, you can ignore the mean comments too. When you start doing YouTube and stuff, you learn to just do what you love and enjoy and not let anybody else bother you about it, right? I love Kung Fu and I love teaching it. That's why I like to teach online. All right. And I'm better than someone who doesn't know anything. But I was never, I'm gonna be honest, I was never the big fighter, right? We always sparred and always fought and stuff, but I was never the big fighter. I was the weapons and forms champion. Grand champion in San Francisco in 2012 at the International Chinese Martial Arts Championship for Northern Min Kung Fu. Yeah, so I have my accolades, I have my stuff, I don't care anymore. It's about my students going and doing their championships and teaching and spreading knowledge of Kung Fu, right? Because we have the same techniques as most people. People just don't see it because they're so used to Bushido Kung Fu. And it's so sad that we got so much of that bull crap out there that it made real Kung Fu look bad. So, yeah, that's what I got. So, plus, in Kung Fu, you get to learn stuff like this. No one else gets to learn this weapon. Well, maybe some karate people. But this is a Kung Fu creation, right? You can't do this without Kung Fu practice. So it's a very fun skill set to learn, and you get to have fun. Yeah, 3 sectional staff. Sun Ji Gun. So Sun is 3, Ji, Gun. Ji Gun means like 3 section. So Sun Ji Gun. So you ba, 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 hit, and you. I don't have room. Yeah, but y'all get the idea. Sun Ji Gun. You can do a lot of trapping movements. Here, block, you attack, hit the body, boom, strike. So it's a lot of actually here. So when I block with this weapon here, I'm gonna block 1. I can block the head here. Now I got my strike here. 2, 3. Anyone do what is it? Is it Salat and Eskrima? Eskrima? Is it Eskrima? Kali? I forgot what the proper term is. Yeah, that tells you how much I know about it. But it's those same techniques. Pa, 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 pa. You just go here, right? It's the same stuff. Yeah, fun stuff. What's my favorite weapon? I'll show you. Oh no! I knew that was going to finally happen. Of course. All right, so these are the hook swords. Right, these are the hook swords. You can cut. The cool thing about them is, you know, you can hook the swords, anyone's weapon, you can break their weapon, you can connect and make it longer and swing it like a, 3-sectional staff. you have the guard, which is a half moon guard, so you can trap and twist, and you can punch with it if they're really close. You don't have to think about chopping, right? You can hit them right here. Boom, you can raise up because it's got the knife on the end here too. So you can also puncture them here by stabbing here, or you can stab back behind you. You can cut if they get in really close, right? Because a lot of people with swords want to get in close to stop the length of the sword. But if you get in close, this and this is all there to take you apart here. So it's a extremely crazily designed weapon. And you know, this one's not sharp, right? Not sharp, right? But the real ones supposedly were sharp all the way around on both sides. All edges were supposed to be sharp. Now that meant that you couldn't carry them on your body as well. You would have to make sure that the blade is turned off and flat. So yeah, they're really cool. In our style, we have some really cool movements, really flowy, where we come up here, uppercut, uppercut. It's very cool. You can chop, cut down, you can spin. So it's a very versatile weapon. It's really good against spears, right? Because you can hook the spear. You hook their spear and their weapon out of the way, and then you can attack them here. Now, we don't fight with these in real life, right? Right, it's to treat us, to teach us skills and body control and all that, and they're really fun. It's just fun to play with weapons. Hey, make sure you hit that like button for me if you're still hanging out. I talk a lot. Let's do some Tai Chi. All right, so we're gonna do a quick little 30-minute Tai Chi session. Maybe not even 30 minutes, just kind of a cool down session where we're gonna go through some moves. Oh yeah, I love nunchucks. Nunchucks are fun. Oscar, yeah, love them. They're a lot of fun. My Kung Fu teacher it was back in like the 70s when he first moved here, and people kept asking him, oh, do you know nunchucks? And he's like, yeah, I can do nunchucks. And he just grabbed them and started doing nunchucks. It was pretty cool. All right, anyways. I'm not that old though. That was before I was born. So, a couple of things about Tai Chi. Tai Chi, one of the things that we always talk about is relaxation. Now, what do we mean by relaxation when you have to move your arms and stuff? This means that you relax and use as little force as possible. We live in the real world, blah, 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 the real world, right, where physics exists. And so we have to engage the muscles just a little bit no matter what we do, right? And when you find that special point where the muscles are nice and relaxed but kind of floating on the tendons, then your chi can really start to move and your movement starts to get really refined and feels like you're floating on clouds, right? And that's how you first start off by building it, right? Tai Chi is a martial art. So advanced Tai Chi is here. It's fighting. Pop, boom, strikes. You have punching, you have kicking in Tai Chi, you have throws, you have placing throws here. So Tai Chi is a martial art, but you don't get that until you develop the body for it, right? So it's just another way of developing internal force. So what I want to teach y'all is called opening the gates, or opening Tai Chi. You're going to start with your feet just outside of the hips. We're gonna have our feet facing forward. We're gonna take our pelvis, otherwise known as our quad, right down here, that hip area, and we're gonna tuck that forward here. Now when we tuck that forward, we're gonna elongate the spine all the way up, and we're gonna round the shoulders here. From here, I'm gonna drop my hands down, and I'm gonna make this circle from my arms down. Now let me show you from the side. I am hollow chest, loose waist. Everything's relaxed as much as possible. And we tuck our pelvis forward. Now we're going to do the first movement called opening the gates. As we do this movement, I want you to relax your stomach down here And I want you to breathe all the way down 2 inches below your navel and 2 inches deep behind your navel. And then we're going to do the first movement, raising the palms up, curving the back extension out, and we roll back, dropping the shoulders to the elbow, elbows down to the wrist, while sinking to the hips, the knees, all the way down to the feet. And raising back up, breathing all the way down to the lower dantian, opening the gates, raising our chi up, extending out and rolling back down, shoulders to elbow, elbow to wrist, wrist to palms, and down. One more time, opening the gates. We're going to lift up. Nice and gentle breaths. Extension. And roll back. Next motion. We're going to bring the hands out to the sides, raising up. Now, once my hands get to my shoulder level, I'm going to turn my palms up, scooping up above my head. As I scoop up, I'm going to scoop all the energy above me, all the chi from the universe. I interlace my hands and I push it down into my crown chakra, leaving about an inch, and then I circle, stirring the coffee. Now I bring the hands down, connecting the upper dantian to our heart, which is our middle dantian, down to our lower abdomen, which is our lower dantian. And then we do it one more time. Up, dropping the shoulders, turning the palms up, interlacing the fingers, 3 circles, stirring the coffee, pulling down, past the heart, to the lower dantian. Now we're going to hold right down here. And then continue. All right, last one. We're going to go to the chest. So our hands come up. Now I'm going to turn my palms forward, scooping the emotional chi, all the chi that we use, all the energy we use for our emotions. We pull it into our heart, nice and slow. Then we connect our upper dantian to our lower dantian. Nice and gentle breaths, nice and gentle movements. You may feel a little twitchy, you might feel some shaking, but keep it nice and relaxed. We're almost done with our Tai Chi. Now this is actually not Tai Chi, this is actually qigong. We're doing a quick little qigong session before we get into our Tai Chi movements. And hold at the dantian. We're going to take our right hand into a fist, left hand's going to wrap under, and we plug the beach ball. Now breathe all the way down to where your hands are, into your stomach. Release all the tension from today. Forget about all the stress from the world. Just think about your breath. Nice and relaxed. Muscles, if you feel any joints being painful, that melts away, just like butter. Now we cross our arms, lifting our hands up, and we're going to do a microcosmic orbit to close out. Hands come down, raising up above our head, scooping up, pulling down in front, all the way down. Now, before we hit the ground here, we're going to make hollow fists, scooping up, breathing in through our nose, and open the fists, breathing out, nice and relaxed. Ha. Good. So that is our qigong movement. Anytime you do a posting movement like qigong and you hold your stance for a while, make sure you move your feet first. We want the blood to start moving to the feet right away. Right? We don't want anything to start, sitting there. So once you finish your qigong session, you can start moving. Now qigong, we did a real quick session there. Usually qigong can take 20 minutes is what our normal qigong session is. But we have 10-minute qigong, we have 20-minute qigong. You can do qigong for hours if you want. And this builds internal postures and internal breathing and energy. And it helps your jing. Your jing is your life energy, right? We all have jing down here. This is our jing. We all store it in our belly. Here, your middle dantian is where we store our emotional energy, where we use for our all the energy we use for our emotions when we get angry, sad, happy, love. All of that comes from here. Now up here at our third eye, this is where it gets really kind of into the mysticism up here, is where we store all of our universal chi. This is called our shin. So when we focus on our shin and our meditations and stuff here, like if I'm here and I'm focusing on my shin up here, what I'm doing is I'm connecting to the universal chi, or I'm trying to connect to the universal chi, right? I'm a realist too, so I'm kind of skeptical to some of this stuff. But here, yeah, it's connecting you to the world and how you cultivate for the next life and universal and heaven and all that stuff. That's one way you can look at it. But it's cultivating your connection to the universe. Here, cultivating your energy for your emotions, and here, cultivating your life force, your jing. So jing is a very important thing. Now, you'll hear me talk about chi or energy all the time. That just, to put it in layman's terms, because that's a blanket term. They use chi or energy for so many different terms. I use it as like the energy it takes to do something, right? That's my chi. It's real. It's your energy, right? How much, like carbs play a part, your diet, all that pays into it. So yeah, something to think about. Send this guy 2 to 3 years to Dagestan and forget. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't care. The great thing about, like I said earlier, about starting a YouTube channel is you really just kind of don't care what other people think anymore, because there's so many mean people out there that it doesn't matter. You get inundated by it, and it's like, okay, cool. So they don't mean anything because their opinion has no value, right? So it's about love. And if you're loving yourself and loving what you're doing and passionate about it, then who cares? I call it the Gomez effect, right? Be like Gomez Adams from Addams Family. Be so passionate in everything that you do that the world is just a bright and beautiful place, even when you're in dark places, right? He loved his wife with so much passion. He loved swords with so much passion. He loved his trains with so much passion. He loved causing havoc with so much passion. Be like Gomez Adams. Have passion in your life, and just you don't have to be like excited like him, but have passion in your life. Do what you do for passion. Guys, quit yapping. He's doing what he loves. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you, guys. It's cool. Yeah. Y'all just be like Gomez Adams. Have fun. All right, so let's do some Tai Chi movements. So Tai Chi movements is a lot about throws, right? And so I'm gonna move over here for better lighting. Tai Chi movements is, when you get into the martial art aspect of it, it's a lot about getting position for throws, right? When I get down here, I'm getting in and I'm throwing them here. I'm not palming someone here. You can bah and hit them with your palm, right? Boom, no problem. You can strike them. But a lot of this is if I get my foot back behind them and then I can push them, right? So there's throws and takedowns all throughout Tai Chi and Bagua. Bagua is a whole other thing that I'm probably not going to get into today. But what I want to teach you is a couple staple moves you'll see in all Tai Chi. One of them is called cloud hands, or waving hands like clouds, right? There's whatever style you're doing, or whoever your teacher is, he might have a new name for it, because yeah, that's how Kung Fu works. So we're going to start with our right hand, and we're going to make what's called a hook. A hook is where we take our fingers, and we're going to put our fingers together to make like a poke, like a beak, right? It's like a beak. And then we're going to bend our wrist down like that. This is called a hook hand. Fingers are touching to the thumb and down. This hand is going to be a palm. We're going to have it like that. So thumb in, here. So we're going to do right hand out, left hand, palm. Now the first cloud hand movement, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our left hand and we're going to slowly drop it to our hip. As I drop to my hip, now I'm going to shift my weight all the way over to my right here. Now I'm going to close my hip by turning my back foot closed here, and the hand's going to come up to my right arm. As it brushes the right arm starts to drop down now, and the left hand is going to come up to where I can look at myself in the mirror. So now my left hand, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, my right hand is pushing down on the table. Now I'm going to open up my left foot. 1. This shifts me kind of into the middle. Now I'm going to shift all my weight over to my left. 2. Now from here, now that all my weight's in my left foot, I turn my torso. 3. And my left hand is going to palm out as my right hand scoops up. And then they switch positions. Now I'm looking at my right hand and my left hand is down. Now we're going to do the exact opposite. So now I turn my right foot, shifting my weight to the center. Shift my weight all the way to my right. Then I'm going to turn on my heel, closing the leg, which that means closing the quad here. Now my right hand is going to push out, left hand is going to scoop up here. And I open, shift. Now we start working on making it all one connection. So the turn happens all together. I sink and move, then I turn together, making it look like there's a body drag. And this is waving hands like clouds, or cloud waving. You don't have to do as big of a stance as me either. You can do it in what's called our Wu style Tai Chi, right? Where you do Wu style Tai Chi. It's the style of Wu Tai Chi we do. And we do it in a shorter stance, right? You don't have to be low. This is it here. I still hold the same principles. And most likely I'm going to be fighting someone from up here. If I ever use Tai Chi to fight someone, I can do it, but I know what I'm doing. But most people should never try and use Tai Chi to fight because they don't know what they're talking about. And if someone says that they know how to fight with Tai Chi, be very skeptical, because Tai Chi fighting, good. So Tai Chi fighting, Tai Chi is a really good supplemental art, right? I think Tai Chi is great for learning control, and the push hands is really good for learning like how to push and pull and learning mechanics of body turns and stuff. But most people who do Tai Chi don't train to fight. If you're going to use your Tai Chi in your fighting, you have to go to a fight coach and learn to fight, right? So don't be silly. If your Kung Fu teacher can teach you how to fight with Tai Chi, great. Or your Tai Chi teacher, great. If not, don't worry about it. Just do the fun stuff and learn the other stuff. All right, anyways, that's it for the class today. I hope y'all took something fun, whatever. Even if it was just poking fun at me, at least you got a smile. So in the end, it's all about love. I want to wish y'all a wonderful martial arts journey. I will be back here on, what am I talking about? I will be back here. When am I going to be back here? My goal is to be back here next Friday, same time, 6:30 Pacific time, PM, 6:30 PM PST. Yeah, next Friday for another Kung Fu and Tai Chi class. Again, this week I'm only running the special for 2 days. It's $99 for 2 full months of Kung Fu, and that's one-on-one coaching from me also. It's not just your here you go, here's your app, and then you go do the stuff, which I have an app. It's let's check in and you talk and you get your white belt in Kung Fu, and we have a plan, and if you want to keep going afterwards, that's great. If you don't want to keep going, that's great too. But you get to experience Kung Fu for 4 or 8 weeks for $100. That's really hard to come by. So, especially if you're in an area that doesn't have Kung Fu or Tai Chi, this is really the program for you. So, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is you're watching. I'll see you on next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Man, I'm tired. That was a good workout. All right, I hope y'all had a good workout. Take care. Yoinks! What are you all doing here? What are you doing? Why are you still here? Wow, I'm sweaty. I said it was the end of the stream, but you're still here. Wow, that's okay. All right, that's the real. That's the end of the stream. Bye, guys.